I think we are not following the order. It is first roll call.
Roll call first.
Oh,
then-
yeah,
then,
sorry about
yes.
that.
Make a roll call.
Okay,
That's
That's
why
fine.
we know who is here, who is not here.
Councilman Al-Samiri,
Yes, present.
Councilman Hassan,
Present.
Councilman Saeed, Councilman Sadman,
Present.
Councilman Musa,
Present.
Councilman Chowdhury.
present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Okay, so let's stand for Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, please be seated. Community announcements.
Yes, we have a couple of them. I'm assuming you want me to just make them as well, that's okay? Alright, so first we have the upcoming neighborhood enterprise zone information sessions. As part of our education efforts about the city's neighborhood enterprise zones and what people need to know to apply, CED is inviting folks to meet for a cup of coffee, tea, and NEZ sessions. The city's Community and Economic Development Director will host a discussion about the process to apply for NEZ tax abatements. Attend to learn about the neighborhood enterprise zones adopted by council as of April 22nd, 2025. If your property qualifies, the process to apply, and more. This will take place March 20, well, actually, it just took place, and there's another one taking place on March 26th at 5 o'clock p.m., so basically 2 days from now. At 5 o'clock p.m. this Thursday at Kitab Cafe, 2727 Holbrook, Hamtramck, Michigan, 48212. So if you'd like to attend that one, it will be taking place on March 26th at 5 o'clock p.m. The next update is the save the date, the #1 tree planting block party, and also the spring cleanup. So, first and foremost, to kick off the spring planting season, the Grow Hamtramck program is throwing a block party and tree planting event at Pulaski Park on Saturday, April 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. This will double as the city's Arbor Day celebration as well. The entire Hamtramck community is invited, especially those who live in the neighborhood close to the block party. Activities will include educational sessions to teach about the benefits of trees, tree planting workshops, free giveaways, crafts, touch a truck chance for kids to see bucket trucks up close, music, and more. Address 9625 Lumpkin Street, Pulaski Park, Hamtramck, Michigan. And then the second one is the spring cleanup. The Beautification Commission's biannual citywide cleanup is back. Join fellow volunteers on Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and help us clean our streets, parks, and neighborhoods. Volunteers may meet at one of the following meetup locations where supplies will be provided. Hamtramck City Hall, 3401 Eveline Street, Hope Park,
Excuse me.
137 Joseph Campo, Veterans Park, 8640 Joseph Campo Avenue, or Sierra Guerra Park, 11361 DeQuinder Street. See the attached map for reference and RSVP to the city's Facebook event. This event is sponsored by Priority Waste. Those are all the announcements that we have for right now.
Okay, moving on to item 2. Proclamations, recognitions, and announcements.
We have a few here, by the way, Mayor.
Yes, go ahead. So who's,
So I believe that this is Dos Tacos, right?
yeah, that's
Okay.
one of them.
Yes, so we are recognizing and honoring Dos Locos Tacos for 8 years of service of the city of Hamtramck. I do not want to say your name incorrectly, but Michael J. Is it Petrak? Petrak,
Yeah.
right?
So we want to thank him for 8 years serving in Hamtramck, and he has a certificate. If we can just take a picture with him, please.
Looks like we have more than one or two certificate.
We have one, I don't know if Balkan House is here today though, right?
So we could do both at the same time if we got there.
Oh, we can do now and then
Oh,
in the
no.
Balkan House. He's not
Yeah.
here, the
Oh.
other person.
So if we can do this one for right now, and then I'm gonna sign that right quick, Mary. And Michael, if you wanna come stand up. Sure. And then if you guys wanna come and get as close as you can for the picture. I don't know if you guys wanna walk around, get some exercise in.
You guys want to walk? Yeah, let's walk around.
Alright.
No, that's good.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, thank you again, Michael. Appreciate you.
That's good. It's okay, it's okay. It's good.
Waiting. I think he went home. Alright.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay. One another announcement we want to make is that we want to thank our 4 councilmen, the Mayor Pro Tem Muhammad Hassan, Councilman Chowdhury, Councilman Abu Musa, and Councilman Sedman for the invitation and sponsoring the dinner, Iftar Unity dinner that went good and was well organized. So thank you very much. And we can go on to the next announcement.
Celebrating the designation of the city of Hamtramck as a Tree City USA, and we have our CED coordinator in the building.
Good evening, Council. This is a proclamation celebrating a recent designation that Hamtramck was awarded because of the efforts of our Grow Hamtramck tree planting initiative. We are recognized as a Tree City USA, which is a celebration of essentially being committed to growing our urban forests and protecting trees, and we allocate enough dollars essentially towards caring for the city's trees that we're eligible to be recognized. This does open up some different resources for our city staff and different grant opportunities perhaps, but mostly it is a celebration and recognized by the Arbor Day Foundation, which is a really expert organization just celebrating the work we're doing. So some positive news wanted to bring to you, and the best way we're going to do that would be this proclamation. So congratulations to the city, and thanks to all the DPW crew and our contractors for their work and the residents who've been involved.
Great
Thank you.
news.
Next up, we have the Match on Main grant opportunity for DDA businesses.
Omar, would you please pull up either of the 2 PDFs on this application?
Okay.
So as you know, we have been designated a select level Michigan Main Street community because of the work that our DDA has been doing, and that the city has been working very hard to receive. And because of this grant, we have up to $25,000 available per business. We can award up to 2 businesses in Hamtramck that the DDA sponsors to receive this state funding. So we've been announcing this to DDA businesses and wanted to give a short overview of the program for members of the community and council as well, so that you can help us spread the word. So projects that people can use for this are pretty broad. You can do a facade improvement, you can put the work towards an outdoor or indoor space renovation of your business. You can focus on training for your staff or inventory. And what the Match on Main organization is really focused on doing is trying to catalyze momentum and revitalization in our downtown district. And so it's a pretty competitive program. In order for Hamtramck downtown businesses to be considered, we'd like to receive drafts of the application that we have been promoting and getting out to the business community. We'd like to receive those in draft form by April 3rd. A subcommittee of the DDA reviews, and we then sponsor the application to the state. There are different application requirements, and we're available at any time to discuss it with interested businesses. There's a real focus on business and what the Michigan Main Street Organization calls place impact. So something that's going to catalyze momentum in the downtown, something that's going to help us build our sense of place and create an exciting district that will help our businesses thrive. And we think that the opportunity is going to be really strong for us this year, and I hope that we do get at least 2 awards of this dollar amount for our downtown. Again, the application is linked on this agenda item, and we've been promoting it out to DDA businesses. We welcome any questions, and we will make our submissions to the state by April 20th.
Good, thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.
Excuse me, this program has come every year?
Yes.
Every year the DDA, they do that one every year.
Yes, the state Michigan Main Street Organization holds it every year. They announce different amount of funding sometimes. Sometimes it's higher. This year it's 25,000, up to 25,000 per business. But we expect to be able to apply for this annually because we're now a part of the Main Street Organization.
Up to $25,000, any limitation, how many business can have?
There's 2.
Yeah, so each Main Street community can sponsor 2 applications. So we want to work with people who, and we'll kind of score them based on their rubric to try to make sure that we submit the strongest applications to the state as possible. So we want everyone's ideas, and we can receive up to 2 of these grants per community each year.
So some people have reached out to me about that. Who should they reach out to if they have any questions and how to apply? Because it's new to all of us.
Yeah.
DDA.
Me,
So just you? Okay. Unless you have somebody designated or anything for that?
or Naima and our staff,
Naima.
but I think in terms of this process, I can be the direct contact for
Okay.
questions, and my information is on the application that we posted as well as online in the memo, and so feel free to direct people to me with questions.
My last question is there, did we qualify last year and who is the person who is qualified? Who's the business?
Oh, this is new.
It
So-
is new this year, so it's the
Okay.
first year that Hamtramck has been designated a Main Street community. That was it's as of March this year, actually, that we
Yeah.
were even able to be considered.
That's okay.
Yeah. and
Thank you.
It's a good accomplishment. It's something we've worked on for a long time, and we finally are Main Street. So thank you, Isabel, and for everyone in the DDA that worked on that application.
And
Next,
last but not least, we have the 2025 Hamtramck Parks Conservancy Annual Report presented by Tom Haddis.
Can you bring up the AOR work
Yes,
video?
sir.
Good evening, Council. I appreciate the opportunity to give a little recap of a fun and productive year within our parks. Can you go to the next page? And one more. And one more. So as you all know, the Parks Conservancy is a joint collaboration between the city and the Hamtramck Public School District. And I think we've made a lot of strides and really become well integrated with the community, and that includes the residents too. And so we're looking forward to another year of continuing to work as closely as possible in that collaboration. I think the more we collaborate on this project to continue to improve and program our parks, the stronger we're going to be together. Next page. So the predominance of our work is located in the Hamtramck Recreation District, as we call it, which is 2 parks together, Veterans and Playfair. So the color coding on the map here, the yellow parks are the ones that have historically been owned and still are by the school district, and the blue are the city parks. So most of the improvement work that we've been doing is down in the south end of Veterans Park, but we're increasingly trying to bring our positive influence out to the entire park system by doing advocacy, promotion, some limited programming, some limited improvements, and at this point in time, we are managing the facilities rentals for all the parks on behalf of the city. a lot of what we accomplished in 2025 for the first time was around some important programming that I think has been really well received and has the potential to really grow. A lot of it is focused on youth, and a lot of it is focused on environmental education and arts and culture. And so we've got a series of photos in this annual report, and we've got additional copies here for anyone who'd like to take one home. Earth Week is a big deal for the Parks Conservancy, so we had programming throughout Earth Week all of last year and will again this year. And this is an effort to talk about sustainability in the context of parks. So especially down at Veterans Park, this is far and away our largest green, open, public space in the city. And so getting people to recognize that, want to take care of it, to steward it, is something that tends to be really well received. And we did some cool things like have book readings. You got some photos here of some tree plantings, able to take advantage of a lot of local kids who want to really get involved in planting flowers, making a positive improvement in the parks that they spend a lot of time in. Next page. We planted a pollinator garden. Pollinators are a really important environmental factor. So this small garden that's kind of over near one of the park shelters became a popular spot and kind of beautified what was just an old berm that had been set up there. And then we use that to bring in partners. So a lot of what we do is with partners, and so we're bringing in partners and resources to the city that haven't been kind of around for a while. So this example right here was an insect education program that was sponsored by Wayne County, and we're continuing to have a lot of opportunities for volunteers. So I'm going to make a pitch at the end to sign up for different things. But it's a great way to bring in people from outside Hamtramck who want to contribute to Hamtramck, but then also to tap the people who visit the parks and want to find a way to give back. Tennis is becoming a big deal, and we're really happy that we're able to accommodate, especially the growing tennis program at Hamtramck High School. But we're seeing a lot of just free open play, so a lot of people in our community of all ages, backgrounds are discovering tennis as a great sport for exercise and competition, and we're poised to make some improvements over there. We're preserving history too, so both tennis and baseball have a really important legacy in Hamtramck, and so we've got these historic facilities that we are now taking care of, but that are also have a bright future, because of all the interest that's there. The bottom photo is of our Juneteenth event last year. We'll be advertising for the coming year as well. It'll be the 5th annual in partnership with the Friends of Historic Hamtramck Stadium. Next page. Just a few other examples of some of the fun stuff we did. We did a letter writing campaign. There was some high school students who came out to that who hadn't actually written physical letters before, and they really enjoyed being able to do that kind of on a summer afternoon, led by our staff. We did a lead testing program so that residents could test their backyard dirt to see if it's safe to grow plants in. And we did a community bike ride series. This was a really nice partnership with the Hamtramck Police Department, where anybody could come out and leave from Veterans Park, do a big loop around Hamtramck, go into some parts of Detroit, 4, 5, 6 miles, and then come back and finish up in Veterans Park too. So good exercise, good community, good camaraderie. We're going to do that again this year. So I mentioned that we're doing the park facilities management on behalf of the city. We're partnering with Grow Hamtramck. The first trees as part of that program were planted at Veterans Park, and we're helping to make sure they thrive there. In terms of our partnership with the school district, one of the things that we accomplished last year was improving the basketball courts at the far end of the Playfair over by Conant. So those were given a nice facelift, painted with striping, and the rec department came in and replaced all the hoops. And so those are always very popular courts. Keep going. Thank you. If you haven't been down to the baseball stadium recently, there's a lot of activity, and a lot of it is getting ready to open here in April. So the map there are the buildings that are underneath the grandstand that have really been empty now for over a decade, essentially. So in those buildings, which have been part of a long-standing grant that the city's had, that HPC is helping to manage, we'll be opening restrooms, locker rooms, storage areas for us to be able to maintain the field better, and some office space and a concession stand that we hope to open, for park users as well as the folks who are coming down to do baseball tournaments and things like that. So this is a really big opportunity for us to have a new amenity in the park. We're really taking you know, the responsibility to keep these places really nice, you know, very seriously, and are looking forward to good, you know, collaboration with everybody who uses them, to be proud of something that we've got here. The outfield at Hamtramck Stadium was completely replaced. An irrigation system was put in, so that'll be watered on a nightly basis. All new sod, a drainage system, a warning track for it. Out front, this was actually completed yesterday. There's a beautiful new rectangular planter there, so it's going to allow us to put some nice flowers in there. Still to be installed, electronic scoreboard and field lighting. It is part of the grant, and we're trying to get that accomplished before the season starts here. And you know, in partnership with the city, the state money that came in to redo the parking lots at the one off Dan Street and the one further into Veterans Park is almost all complete now, just some finishing touches to put on there. So it expanded the capacity for events, so we shouldn't have too many parking crunches any longer. But those really, you know, needed to be redone based on the condition, and they're in pristine shape right now, and looking forward to enjoying them and keeping them that way. This is just a little bit of preview of some stuff that's coming up in 2026. We are fully funded and have awarded the project to do a facelift on the Hoxie tennis courts. And we have owned an outdoor fitness court for a period of time, but working with the city, have obtained funding to install an outdoor fitness court over on the Playfair side. We also have Wayne County funding to put restrooms on that side of the park as well. More than one of these projects has the opportunity to add public art to it. So we are going to have some open calls for art. The fitness court is included there. A mural on the buildings under the Hamtramck Stadium is included there too. So we really want to focus on local artists and things that reflect the community as best as they can. And so those are some of our important 2026 projects. And in terms of being able to get involved, stay involved, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We're trying to streamline it a little bit this year so that you could kind of sign up for a day. And I've got a list of the dates. So rather than being able to accommodate volunteers throughout the year, we're going to kind of put those into certain days you can put on your calendar. And if you want to become a volunteer, get in touch with us. We always receive donations of either supplies, materials, or money. We also have opportunities to advertise in the park that helps to defray the cost of maintaining the fields. And so if you have a business that wants to advertise, please get in touch with me or Coach Mike Wilson. And we're always looking to partner on new ideas. So some of the things that we've been doing out there are ideas that came right from, you know, the people who are in the parks that said, hey, why can't we, you know, fix this up, or why can't we bring in a program like we've never had? You know, I've got a group that wants to have an activity in the park. And we've also got a small stipend program that supports that financially. So if you have a good idea, but you need a little bit of money for supplies or something like that, you can send us an application and potentially get funded. List of our partners, we've got a ton of programming partners, and all of this is new from, you know, I think our team reaching out to, you know, folks who want to do great stuff in Hamtramck, and it's just really nice to see that reception. People want to come in and do stuff, and usually that's, you know, free of charge to us. And we've had a number of both individual and major philanthropists from this region supporting us, and you know, the more that we collaborate, the more we'll be able to keep that up as well. Our finances are available publicly in this regard, and that's in the printed report, which has been distributed to all the council members. If anybody would like a copy of that, see me or go to our website's electronic. And that's our board and our staff on the bottom. And I think there's and we're on the socials here, so if you're not following us, please do. That's the best way for us to get out information is through social media rather than from our website. And with that, I would like to leave with the council members. We've got a little card of all the upcoming 2026 events, and I'm going to leave a stack out there, and I hope you will take advantage of them.
Thank you, Tom. Well, one question. When you guys create those events and also these events, the cleanup events, do we put them in schools?
Yeah.
Because that's, I think where
Sure.
most volunteers would be.
We do, yeah.
In the
Yeah, we're always
schools.
building connections with, you know, individual
Otherwise-
teachers, faculty members, principals to get that promoted. Yeah, I think we're getting better at that, but I think that's
Okay.
one of our biggest opportunities, yeah, thanks.
Otherwise, we have somebody here from Hamtramck in public schools.
One quick question. You said something about the lab testing for the backyard. Can you repeat this again?
Can you say again?
Lab testing in the backyard soil?
Yeah, we're gonna do that again this year. So it's a program called Soil Shop, and you just have to bring in a small container of your backyard soil, and within 5 minutes, they put it through a little machine, and they're able to give you the lead content, and lead above a certain level has the potential to leach onto your plant material, so you may wanna think about replacing your soil if your lead level is too high in your backyard. Some Hamtramck homes have been seen to have that. I think the samples that we had last year, there was maybe only one that had it, so that was actually a good outcome.
When is available?
That will be on Saturday, April 25th. It'll be on this list.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Now we move on to addition, deletion, and agenda approval.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to add the one resolution, closed session, city manager personal business.
Okay. We vote on that?
Second.
Or-
Yeah, there is a
Okay,
second.
second.
You
Yes.
guys vote on it, and then.
All,
so
all in,
It's about the city manager. City manager has the option of doing it in open session rather than closed, according to the rules, so he gets to pick. He's asking for closed, he's allowed to. say,
are you okay with closed session?
I think I previously stated that I'm asking for a closed session.
Okay, so, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can add that to the. Okay, is there anything else?
No, sir.
Nope, if there is nothing, then we'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
We already did, I think,
Okay. Okay,
public comment.
so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All opposed, agenda is now adopted. We have now to move on to public input.
Alright,
With,
we got first one up is Ahmed Sharaf.
Assalamu alaikum and happy Eid. Today is the first day and it's gonna be different. Couch, I said, should mention that in Arabic and the mayor will translate it. This is how sensitive it is. And every time I meant to speak in Arabic, because a lot of people out there in the city, it's more than $12,000. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know. I drink al-kabus tea, so maybe that's why. There's more than 12,000 population who doesn't speak English or doesn't understand what's going on the city, especially with the new rules and resolution that been coming up. So I'm gonna move on and ask the mayor politely to translate that in English so they understand what I'm here for. So سعادة العمدة السيد عدي ومدير المدينة، مؤخرا منذ استلم العمدة the city to be the mayor لم أعد أرى إلا fighting over the power، صراع على السلطة. طبعا مؤخرا الأسبوع الماضي 3 resolution been passed without study. First resolution 33, but 33 has 2 sides. السيد المدير أضاف the code enforcement to be included to the CED, I guess, and Ms. Elizabeth, she's going to be in control of this, which is great. She's been doing a great, fantastic job. There is no comment, and I think I'm giving you credit as a citizen. But there's one thing that I didn't see it in the resolution. How are you going to control that? She's good for it. So I would like to have an answer from him. يعني هي جيدة to move the code enforcement under the her CED, I think, right? I think that's what it's going to be. Is that right? So that's yeah. So that's pretty good. الشيء الآخر, you guys move on لresolution 44 الذي يناقض its confidence. It's you just put 33 to put her in and 44 to take her out of the out of that. الحاجة الثانية, to make the city council in control. There's resolution 2021-108, which is was I think in 2021, the city council was trying to control the city manager. That means everything is gonna go through those gentlemen, that's unfair. Most cities, might I have another minute, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please. Most cities in the United States, it doesn't work that way. If the city council want to control the city, they have to have a time and education and knowledge how to run it. With all due respect, the first thing, you approve 33, and then in 44 you want to take it. Who's making those resolutions? Why the city council in Hamtramck want to be dictated of the city? Since they started it for this year, I don't see no resolution but in control. So you guys been studying how to control the city manager position, basically. At least this is how I read it. It's a common sense. So if you have the ability to run the city, get a full-time job. Just like Detroit, just like the other cities. But city of Hamtramck needs to give a city manager a full power so the city will move on. There's one thing, why you hire him with $150,000 a year and then you want to take his position? It's a common sense. Please think about it. Move on. See what the city needs, not what you guys need. Thank you very much. I think I should say
Thank you.
Arabic.
So I don't think I need to translate it, but good points.
Yes, it's a very strong point.
Okay, next.
Mayor, can I just want to clarify something right quick, if that's okay with
Sure.
you? For Resolution 2026-41 and also Resolution 2026-44, those agenda items were obviously brought up by our Mayor Pro Tem, and our city manager in the documents was showing that it was prepared by our city manager, which was not the case. You know, due to prior practices, anytime something that was not mentioned that was prepared by, we put the city manager's name as prepared by, and just want to make sure I clarify that that was not the case for those resolutions. It was not prepared by our city manager.
Okay.
Okay,
Throw that out there.
we'll discuss when the resolution comes.
Okay.
And then,
Thank you.
I do have public comment from my, so can I read these off too?
Sure,
And
sure.
then before I move on? Okay. First and foremost, we have, this complaint is being filed under Hamtramck City Code Title 13, Chapter 130, Offenses Against Public Peace, Sections 050-059, also commonly known as the Noise Ordinance. Specifically, Section 130.055 H2 says that any complaint regarding any alleged violation of law created by noise from church bells or the call to prayer shall be filed with the city clerk and placed on the agenda for the next regular city council meeting. I am alleging a violation. As a result, this item should be placed on the next city council agenda. On February 24, 2026, the Masjid al-Sunnah, 11306 Lumpkin Street, Hamtramck, Michigan 48212, broadcasted the call to prayer beginning at approximately 5:58 a.m. On February 25th, the broadcast of the call began at approximately 5:57. On February 26, 2026, the call to prayer began at 5:55. This broadcasting is in direct violation of City Code 130.055, which states, call to prayer and church bells. The city shall permit call to prayer, church bells, and other reasonable means of announcing religious meetings to be amplified between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. for duration not to exceed 5 minutes. Audio and video be attached in the email. Under City Code 130.055 H2, the council is empowered to take all appropriate action to alleviate any complaints, including but not limited to, in order to terminate use of application. This is not the first time that this mosque has broadcast a call to prayer outside of legal hours. This is a continuing repeating violation. At this time, I believe that the appropriate remedy would be to have the city terminate the use of application by the Masjid al-Sunnah for violation of Hamtramck City Code Title 13, Chapter 130, Offenses Against Public Peace, Section 5259. Thank you for your consideration in enforcing all city ordinance. Philip Quick. All right. That's done. I got two more. Next up, we have, good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm speaking today as a concerned resident of Hamtramck. Right now, the city government looks disorganized and confusing. It seems like the rules are not being followed. The mayor and the council have different roles, but those lines are being crossed. The city charter is not optional. It must be respected. The recent hiring of a city manager has raised serious concerns. Many residents are questioning if the process was fair, transparent, and done with proper ethics. Reports of the review conflict involving Councilman Naeem Chaudhry and a journalist only make things worse and damage the image of our city. There's also a clear lack of consistency. Councilman Naeem previously on council meeting raised concerns about the hiring process but not fully supporting it. This sudden change raises questions that deserves honest answers. At the same time, senior council members with many years of experience have stayed quiet when leadership is needed the most. Silence at a time, that is not acceptable. We have already seen the results of poor decisions in the past. Some hiring choices led to lawsuits, assistant city manager, police chief, etc., costing taxpayer money. We cannot keep repeating the same mistakes. Meanwhile, residents are dealing with real problems. Our roads are in terrible condition. Basic services need attention. Instead of focusing on these issues, there seems to be too much focus on self-promotion. People do not need to be told everything is good. They want to see real results. There are also ongoing legal issues, including election-related matters and multiple lawsuits. There are serious concerns. The public deserves clear and honest updates on how these issues are being handled and how taxpayer money is being protected. At the end of the day, the city belongs to the people, not to any individual group. The mayor must follow the law, respect the process, and work the best interest of the residents. Please bring order, accountability, and transparency back to Hamtramck. Thank you, Ahmadul Ghani. Last one from my end. Hello, Mayor and Council. I'd like to begin with a belated Eid Mubarak before moving to agenda items. I echo your gratitude and recognition to those locals and Balkan House for their several years of providing not only delicious food but for the community, but for their presence as a place for community-based growth and connections. Both businesses generously supported community efforts, from issuing gift certificates to volunteers with neighborhood cleanups to providing food, snacks, and meeting places for important community-based conversations. I challenge you, Mayor and City Council, to build a Hamtramck infrastructure that supports all of our small businesses in ways that will allow them to thrive here in Hamtramck, in addition to expansion beyond our borders. Regarding Resolution 2026-33 and 2026-44, I first like more context. The resolution states that on March 10th, the Code and Building Departments were already consolidated under the CED office. This is working backwards. These designations are stated in the charter as being under the Department of Public Services. Section 31.019 states that code enforcement and issues under the Building Department are both to be managed by the Director of the Department of Public Services. To change that on March 10th and move them to CED before public hearings and a City Council vote is a violation of our charter. Additionally, Resolution 44 is complete nonsense and appears to be written by AI and not founded in fact. Resolution 2021-108 didn't mention CED at all and simply changed the residency requirements for boards and commissions to increase from 50% Hamtramck residents to 75% Hamtramck residents. The full approved resolution reads as follows. I'm gonna have to read the whole resolution, so I'll let y'all know. Resolution 2021-108, approving revisions to boards and commissions ordinance, whereas city administration wishes to have council consider the approval of the revisions to the boards and commissions.
I don't think you have to read the entire resolution.
You don't want me to?
No.
Alright, well, you guys know which resolution it is?
Yes.
And then, I guess I'm just trying to see, I don't wanna mess up and pass on anything. I urge our city government to fact check AI before building policy on false information that it provides. Every resolution going back to May 9, 2017 is available to cross-reference in board docs. The charter is also easily accessible and can be read online. Regarding Resolution 2026-42, this is another resolution clearly written by AI and frivolous, as there are very clear rules with deadlines spelled out in our charter, section 30.04, which I've cited in previous public comments. Section 30.007 may also be of interest as it outlines exactly how City Council should handle discussions during meetings. Changes to the charter around these issues would need to go through the charter revision process outlined in the charter itself and fall into the compliance with state law. Regarding Resolution 2026-45, who will be the policy administrator for these new rules, and will they be compensated appropriately for additional workload? How will these changes be shared with those of the direct effects? I'm thinking specifically about volunteers on boards and commission, especially for those positions who will make the decisions on whether the individuals are using their personal social media for city business or not. How will this be enforced? Will this go into effect if a city official has already blocked residents? Will they be required to unblock them? While I agree with the premise that we need to establish rules on social media, there are a lot of areas of this resolution that seem unclear and difficult, if not permissible, to enforce. My last question is, what is the City Council doing to proactively protect its residents from ICE activity? We are a city of immigrants from around the world, and I fear for the safety and security of our community. Thank you, Lynn Blasey.
Okay, for the future, the 3-minute rule applies to,
For the
including
public
electronic.
comment too? Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, so with that said, next up, we have Naji Made in Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. How you doing?
Hi, Sam. And how are you?
So my name is Naji, and I'm made in Bangladesh, a resident of Hamtramck, and a voice from the community. Okay. So I'm gonna touch on 3 issues Hamtramck residents cannot ignore, and I gave you guys some papers here. You can follow along. All right. So number 1, ladies first, right? So I recently made a post asking residents to tag the women in our community who are leaders and making a real impact. The response was powerful, guys. Dozens of names, and I'll be honest, I didn't know many of them before that. So that's a problem, right? It means we have strong women in this city, but they are not being seen, heard, or included enough in public spaces. So I've spoken to many of them myself. They want to be involved, they want to be invited. They want to feel welcomed, and they want to be heard. So I've already reached out to the city about this. My ask is very simple, right? Let's build a plan, okay? City officials, community leaders, and the women of Hamtramck working together. The new communications director should take the lead on this. Now that we know these women exist, right? We need to bring them into the conversation. That's it. Number 2. Social media and respect. So right now, we're seeing council members going back and forth with residents online, okay? We had calls to censure Councilman Saeed, right? And then now residents are calling to censure Councilman Naeem. Look, I don't care who started it. I don't care what y'all are talking about. At this point, it's becoming a pattern, guys, okay? And it's not a good look for the city. We need to fix this. So here's my recommendation, okay? Have the communications director provide proper social media training for all council members. I know, bro, I'm sorry. That's like a lot going on with that one. So, and when lines are crossed, okay, there should be accountability. There should be like apologies being made, let's just get better with the social media, guys. All right? That's all I'm saying. All right.
Why would anyone want to censor Naeem?
Huh?
Why do they want to censor?
Oh, so I'm glad you said that. So a lot of residents are actually making public comments saying that, the comments that he made on Facebook, they were very disrespectful to the residents. There was like an argument going on and things like that.
Okay.
So now they're asking, for you guys to do that. Because you did that to Councilman Saeed and stuff, it's a...
But for the record, I did not curse at council members or elected officials. That's public comments. Is my freedom of speech, my freedom of expression. The public comments, if you can make one, I can make one too. But it's from my own personal Facebook, not the official page. And some of these are very derogatory words they use against me, and some of them use my deceased father. For the record, and deceased father, okay, it's very touching.
Yes.
And they brought somebody who's dead and passed away, and then those person has to be, I should have sued them for what they said to this Facebook. So I just replied once. I don't got time for all those social medias trailering. So, these people are very nothing to do, and they're very wasting our time and wasting, their, it's just ridiculous. Thank you.
I hear you. All I'm saying
go ahead.
is
You
some
3
sort
minutes
of...
can
I barely get a chance into this, but I touched it because he touched my father's soul.
3 minutes
brought-
will be
so
gone,
thank
so-
you.
Okay, Charlie.
But it's
yeah.
okay.
Let's listen.
Mayor,
Yeah.
1 more minute.
They want to start, they always want to start something on the Facebook, but I know. I replied once or twice, then I stopped.
Thank you for the
No
clarification,
problem. Just
Councilman.
some sort of training for the officials.
No need
We
to.
don't need-
Listen, we
we
got
don't need-
enough. We've been doing this for since
All right.
1996.
Okay,
No
go ahead,
problem.
your minute's
No
gonna be
problem.
gone.
All right, so number 3, the last one. All right, so hiring and firing. So
That's
right
why
now, residents are
father will
confused.
crash.
They don't understand how decisions are truly being made. And when people don't understand the process, they
They can
lose
finish
trust
what they
in
want.
the
We
leaders,
don't get to see
right?
that.
So the Hamtramck City Charter is clear. These positions should be based on merit and handled properly. So residents are asking simple questions, okay? How many people applied? How many were interviewed? Who are the finalists? And how are the final decisions being made? This is especially important right now with the city clerk position. I mean, I personally applied. I know several others who applied. And we're still waiting for clear communication. All right, so my ask is give residents more transparency within what the charter allows, because transparency builds trust, okay? In closing, everything I'm saying comes from a place of wanting Hamtramck to grow. All right, we have the people, we have the energy, now we just need the systems to match that. Thank you, that's all I got.
Thank you. And I just wanted to clarify, some of these folks are commenting on Facebook, they don't even live in Hamtramck. They are commenting from outside of a city. They're just starting instigations and drama and chaos. Thank you.
We'll get to that in a resolution.
Thank you.
So, thank you, and we do encourage everybody to participate, women, men, everybody in our city. And we do want our women leader to step forward, and thank you for pointing that out.
For sure.
With regards to the hiring, I think it's an email to the city manager or city attorney would, they would give you the answers on the process, the hiring process, and what the steps and they're taking and how everything is going so far. So, okay, are there any more public comments?
We got a few. Musa Naji?
Yes. السلام عليكم. عندي مشكلة في الماء. الشهر الأول شهر 12 لشهر 1 $156. في شهر 2 إلى شهر 3 من شهر 1 إلى شهر 3 408. من شهر 2 إلى أول 3 إلى 10 من 10 إلى 10 509. هذا مستحيل، ما لنا وزوجتي واثنين جهال. مش من 150 طلع ل 400 طلع ل 500. إذا في ليك ما نصرف أي ليك. إذا كان في ليك ليش حيطلع هذا المبالغ؟ بيطلع $50 $60 $80 بالشهر. مش 509. هذا دي عندي المشكلة.
Okay. So basically what he's saying is that his water bill has raised from 150 to 400 something a month. And on another month 500 something a month. تعال عند الدكتور عادل ويجيب لها هذه هو بنخليه هو اللي. So this is a common issue that we have in the city, and we have to look into. One thing is we've held a meeting and they're proposing to increase the water bill in that meeting and to fix some infrastructure, and we're declining that. We're going to make sure that if we're going to fix the infrastructure, that we obtain grants for that, and we should not put it on the residents, put the burden on the residents. So, okay, next.
Mayor Pro Tem Mohammed Hassan.
Oh, okay.
I should be doing that too.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. I don't even do that.
Yeah. Maybe I'm doing it next.
Yeah, it's a public place. We can be. That's why I said the Facebook comment is normal.
Yep. Go ahead.
Honorable Mayor and Honorable Council, City Manager, and other guests. I am Mohammed Kamrul Hassan, 2425 Naval Street, Hamtramck. Came today as a resident to complain about the EMS system. So the day Eid al-Fitr day, my wife was seriously pain and eclampsia, pressure. We call the EMS, we call the 911. Our police department did the excellent job. And EMS cannot be contacted, is coming over 10, 15, 20 minutes. By meantime, I call again because I don't want to call, I'm going to be angry. First, I try to with my son. Second, I have to pick call, and my police officers, they recognize me. They try to help my wife, send the card, send the officer, send the police officer, lady officer, she tried to help. my wife to save her life, EMS is still not showing up. As soon as EMS show up, they just like a normal, what's going on. That guy, Madi, I feel he was drunk. So he was talking abnormally. I said, do you have any medicine right now to give her? His pressure, eyes, everything looks like a normal. So, okay, can you please take her to the Henry Ford Hospital right now? That's why we are calling you. We are talking, we are wasting time. So, stressor, he said, I cannot bring the stressor inside the home because she already fell down to the floor, laying down. And police officer, they are the one, and my son, everybody tried to take her up. He said it is safety issue, and 2 people who cannot do it. So we need 4 people to the one stressor, and with the help us, he declined. To go inside the stressor, we bring outside and take to the hospital. So just want to let you know, this room, it was the council room. Okay? My 16 years, the EMS never had this one. Okay? They have to stay in the car, their car, 8 hours, whatever hour service you have stay. Now you call 911, after that they pick up the phone, maybe they're sleeping over there, wake up and pick up the phone, and dress up, go to the car, and go that's the timing. So it is serious complaint, we might gonna tell them, no room for inside the city hall. It never was 20, 30 years, and they have to study up, and response time should be like Hamtramck is the best response time we ever had it, 3 minutes. So
Did
they
have an excuse on why they were late or
no, they don't even want to talk. He's just thinking like he's the president of the America. That's all it is. So that's all.
No.
Okay.
Then
Thank you,
we
Mayor
might have
Ferdinand.
to look into their contract and see, might return it to the fire department. I know you don't want to have it.
No,
Yeah.
we,
Yep,
this, yeah.
we'll look into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up, we got Mark. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at Mark right now. I think it's you.
Mark Corey, Mr. Corey.
Well, is there another Mark in here?
No.
Okay.
Good evening, I'm late. Eid Mubarak to everybody.
Eid Mubarak, yeah.
Just want to go over a couple of items. First of all, May 5th is a deadline for filing for precinct delegate. And most people here have not served as a precinct delegate. You can for your party, Republican or Democrat. In fact, as I look out, the only person I know I can serve was a precinct delegate was Mr. Al-Jayem, served as a Democrat a few years back. Kerry Beth Lasley recruited him back then. And I think it's something we need to get involved in. Everybody should go to the conventions and vote in the process to nominate our political parties' nominees for the ballot. It's an important job. I think more people should get involved. And I want to encourage everybody here to look into that. I know that Rabbi M.D. Alam was a fellow that does a lot of work with the Democratic Party and even the Republican Party now, I think. But I think it's something that everybody should look into, and there needs to be more of it here. When I look at the precinct delegate filings in Hamtramck, usually about maybe 5 people file for Democrats, another 7, 8 for Republicans. There are not many people run. There's a lot of vacancies. Most seats are vacant for Hamtramck. It really shouldn't be that way. In fact, in Shelby Township, almost all the seats are vacant. Down here, most of them are empty, so nobody even files for it. And I think it's an important job for people to go to conventions and vote for the nominee for the Democratic Republican Party or even Libertarian if you want to do that. Okay. But I think it's an important job. I think we're in an election year right now, and I think it's really important for people to step forward and get involved in the process and vote for the people that should be in place. I know, for instance, we have the Democratic side, we have Eli Senator Attorney General, we have Karen McDonald. Karen McDonald's under investigation now by the Attorney Grievance Commission for unethical conduct. Eli Savitz being sued by an Indian, Nimesh Ganatra, one of his deputies in the county prosecutor's office in Washington County. They're both very questionable. okay? That's why we need people on there that are serving as delegates to make sure the proper people get nominated for the correct party. We have 2 people running on the Republican side. We have, number 1, Doug Lloyd, who I know very well. And we also have Kevin Kajewski, who I know very well too. And I think it's something that, if you go to the conventions that are coming up, next Saturday, we're having our endorsement convention of Republicans. Next month's gonna be for the Democrats. Now, the Bengalis have their own caucus at the Democrat convention. So, they are involved a lot to a great extent. So I think we need to look into that. As far as the other issues I wanna point out, we talked about city managers. I think we need to make the process more open and streamlined. That's how I wound up with, remember, we hired back Mr. Garbarino. When he came back, it was not on the agenda until a late edition. And everyone's wondering, well, how he got hired so quick. And so it caused, eventually, the guy caused some controversy, to say the least. So just want to point that out, so be transparent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Faisal Mohammed just locked out, so we'll save his for later if he comes back. And then last one is Ibrahim and Jaheim.
Mayor, council, city manager, city attorney, acting clerk, and chief. I want to talk about the police department. In Ramadan, not even one incident. They did a great job. Thank you, Chief Hussein Farhan, and to the whole police department. Also, Officer Lieutenant Fedenis. This guy is like a robot. Every time I see him, he's pulling over somebody. He's doing a great job, especially by the stop signs and the young kids next to the schools. So I think he should get an award of Officer of the Year for patrolling, and he's doing a great, amazing job. I'm sure he's bringing a lot of money for the police department. That's Lieutenant Fedenis. And I'm in full support of Resolution 2026-39, approving the purchase of 2 police vehicles for the police department. Now let's talk about the EMS. Sorry to hear that, Council Pro Tem Hassan. The EMS was moved from the fire department in 2012. And they moved it to a private company. I think we should bring it back to the fire department. It would be a good idea. Our police response is from a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes, not 3 minutes, Council Pro Tem. The same thing with the fire department. The city of Hamtramck and Highland Park always thanks us. When I go to events and I go to meetings, you know, with different city officials and different, I don't just come to this council meeting. I go to Melvindale, I go to Dearborn Heights, Detroit. I'm very active in the community. And they always say, you guys have the best police department and the best fire department. We should be all proud of them. Thank
you. We're proud of our departments.
We're all set.
Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. These are routine items that will be approved by a single motion with no discussion unless a member wishes to remove an item for separate discussion. So I'm just gonna read them out. A, approval of minutes from the February 24, 2026 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice register date ending March 24, 2026. C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending March 24, 2026. D, resolution 2026-36, proven temporary street closure for Hamtramck Night Bazaar series. E, resolution 2026-37, approving temporary street closure for the Grow Hamtramck block party. Resolution 2026-38, approving temporary street closure for the Strawberry Festival. And Resolution 2026-40, approval of 2025-26 third quarter budget announcement. Does any member of the council wish to remove an item for tonight's consent agenda?
Yes, Mayor?
Yes.
I would like to remove from the consent agenda, D is like David, Resolution 2026-36, approving temporary street closure for Hamtramck Night Bazaar series.
Okay.
To new business, please.
Got it. Okay, other than that, are there any other deletions? No? The chair will now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And now moving on to old business. Unfinished business, there is there is an item.
Resolution, yeah.
Resolution 2026-41, establishing an employment subcommittee.
Offer.
Second.
Okay, now to discussion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
it was not in charter, but the previous practice, 16 years, and also previous couple of mayor, we do have the employment subcommittee. There is the reason. Few of the things, according to the history, city manager of Hamtramck city not lasting more than 2 years. So one come, the blame other one. So that's why we have a subcommittee, stay there, oversee that what's going on to bring to us, to this body, and explain what's happened. And when somebody present there, then they cannot hire their relatives, their friends, their other things. It has happened previously. So that's why we feel we need a subcommittee. And I'm requesting today, Mr. Mayor and Council, to create the subcommittee to help city manager and the process. Thank you.
Okay, so the concern here, while I understand the desire for transparency from the city manager, is that we still have to follow the city charter.
No problem.
As it's written in section 918, gives the city manager the executive power to appoint department heads, and section 211 strictly prohibits the council from interfering with the administration branch outside of the formal inquiry. So right now, we would be stepping into the role of the city manager where he's responsible and he would form his own committee from city department heads to choose whoever they think is good, then they present that person to us. That's how it is in the charter, and I'm afraid this would contradict the laws of the charter.
Mr. Chair, the council will going to be oversee there. It's not going to conflict. It did not conflict last 4 years.
But it doesn't mean, if it happened before, it
So
doesn't mean it's
if the
it's
council
right.
want to do it, we can do it. Council is the make the law. Council can say they want another law to the charter, bring to the resolution council, send it to the election. It's going to be changing.
Look,
We don't want a conflict.
But I think that the city manager role would be,
It's still role is there.
he would consult with you, talk to you about the process. But to have a committee, I'm just saying that it's against the charter. That-
No.
Yes.
If it is against the charter, Mr. Mayor, that means last 4 years we violate the
Yes,
law.
yes.
We violate the charter. No,
if you
it
did
is
that-
not against the charter. Previous practice
Well, I guess the
is
charter.
the some kinds of it is the law, because you will be discriminated. You did previously, you're not doing now. I'm complaining. There is the
They can
discrimination.
complain. Just because it happened before
Okay,
doesn't
I
mean it was right.
I just brought my opinion and see what
That's-
council said.
I'm just saying, and if you vote today yes to this, then
Yeah.
you are voting against the
Mr.
charter.
Okay, Mr.
just-
Attorney, if I vote yes today, yeah, I'm violating the charter?
So I don't know who wrote the resolution that was attached to the agenda.
Okay.
You know,
I just quoted
I
two
mentioned that
sections.
it wasn't Dr. Adil. So the point is that that specific resolution, as I was saying, I don't know who wrote it, but it was actually relatively smart. Because
Yep.
what it did was, it created a compromise
Yes.
between the council and the city manager whereby it's put them in an advisory role. Dr. Adil picked out one part of it that he didn't like, which was smart. I don't remember exactly, but it was near the bottom, and he said, this part is incorrect. I think he was right, and if I tweak that, I never got this resolution prior to the
What's
agenda,
the
so I
thing to
don't-
tweak?
So tweak that one.
Do you recall what you had pointed out that was incorrect about it?
Do you remember?
Well, other than that, basically what it
It's
says is that
compromise.
the council is in an advisory role.
Yep.
And from what I understand, Dr. Adil has an interview panel in mind, and a way that he wants to do it in mind. And then him and the subcommittee can meet
Advice.
after that, I guess, to discuss who he picked.
Yeah.
or something. But basically, it's just a compromise. They can create a subcommittee for whatever reason they want.
So it is
But
not,
in terms of, Mr. Mayor, you're absolutely right. The charter says that the manager is in charge of all hiring and firing decisions, and that the council can't interfere really with that. The only thing that you missed, which you didn't miss, but you didn't mention, is that the city council has to approve, there's not every position that, but for
the
city
department
city
head.
clerk, which I'm
Direct-
assuming
I
we're
did
talking
mention
about
that.
here.
I did mention that. So
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're right.
Yeah.
That's
One
you
more-
guys would have-
No,
The
my
council approves after he
Exactly
appoints.
right.
My
After he
question
picks.
to-
That's why to work, if I could just finish my point, my final point is just basically, yes, the charter says something, and the political realities are a little different. In this city, the last 4 years, as the situation has occurred, that the council has been part of it for whatever reason. And if the council is saying that I'm trying to find a common ground, I'm trying to find a compromise that fits between what everybody wants. So if the city manager says, I have an interview panel, I have a way that I'm gonna do this, here's what I'm gonna do. That's his prerogative, he can do that. And then the city council can say, no, I don't wanna pick anybody that you bring forth unless we're part of it.
Yeah,
So to
that's
try
how
to
it is.
compromise, exactly. So to
That's
try to
how it is
compromise
now.
just
Okay,
create this
Okay,
subcommittee.
let me say
So
this.
no, my question to
bring it
you,
them after-
if we approve to the subcommittee, we are violating charter or not?
Depends
Yes.
on what you're,
No,
how
I'm
you're
making
structuring.
subcommittee.
It is,
If
it
you're
is.
as an
You are
advisory,
violating the
no,
charter.
Nope,
you're not.
nope.
If I may speak, Mr. Mayor. Okay, this is a discussion, so here's the thing, folks. So I was elected in 2019, and I got seated here 2020. And I had a former mayor, very wonderful lady, Karen Mayaski.
Okay.
Okay, from that moment, there were question about that, like why we needed a subcommittee. She explained, I cannot roll back the memory what she said, but there is a room, there is a thing in the charter say that city council can join to this processing. We're not going to be in violation of charter. It is certain part of it is we're not supposed to be interfering or directly connected with any hiring. City manager will start the initiative.
So just to attend, for example, an interview, but
Oversee.
not have no influence.
That's what resolution says.
That's what it
Resolution
says.
say clear.
So that's why she created subcommittee many times. I served with her for 2 years, and then I served 2 years with former mayor Galib. So 4 years, and this is my second term. So in the previous practice, nobody had an issue having a subcommittee. So if there was an issue that violating the charter, we would have had that discussion. Karen
Not
Mayaski served here
necessarily.
16 years.
Okay.
City council to mayor.
And that's why we have legal
So I
here.
think somewhere
and
you're
they
missing a
can-
part, Mr. Mayor, but it's okay, you have a right to say like that, but somewhere something missing. But I think we're not gonna be in a violation of charter. That's-
So like I said, it's not exactly, creating a subcommittee that is not against the rules. Creating a subcommittee that takes over the process that the city manager is doing, then yes, that'll.
Look, my take on this,
This
take-
resolution,
It's
this resolution
Okay, let
not
me-
saying anything taking over manager job.
Okay.
Very
Right,
clear.
that's what I'm
Of course.
So
then-
then I'm legal.
Then, of course, it shouldn't say that, and it won't say that. But look, let me just point out, if a department head does something miserable, okay, then we will blame the city manager. He's in charge of that person.
Okay.
Now, if it's our influence to hire that department head, how are we gonna blame the city manager? So that's why the charter exists. That's why there's set rules. So the city manager has authority to choose a department head based on who he thinks is good, right? And then it's up to us at the end to say, yes, we'll accept this person or not, up to this body.
Okay.
So my take on it, if it's just you want to attend the interviews, then I think it should be okay.
Yep.
But if you're going to have ranking authority, then no.
Oh,
I
no,
was
no.
not saying attending the
Yeah.
interview, but even like after, here's what because I know Dr. Adam doesn't want exactly that. He has an interview panel on fine. What I was suggesting was that he does the interviews, gets, figures out who he wants, and then meets with the subcommittee and says, here's who we went through, here's why I'm picking this person. That way the subcommittee knows before the meeting who he's picked and why, and can have an informed decision. And they can tell him that point, no,
Exactly.
we don't like that person. Or let's do a second interview, we want to see this person. or something like that.
Yeah, this-
It's up to you guys really, but I'm just trying to make a common ground for everybody
Sure.
to be.
Okay.
So what's your take on
That's
Hassan?
makes sense.
Okay,
Mayor
Mr.
Pro
Mayor,
Tem.
may I explain?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, subcommittee, just advisor, communication,
Okay.
In transparency.
oversee. There is some mistake happened previously. So, and we correct it. That's all. Subcommittee job. He not gonna interview board.
Okay.
Okay. Interview board, city manager, who he gonna keep the people.
Okay.
And he keep. The subcommittee will present there. They're not gonna question to the no candidate. They're not gonna interrupt. They will say, after all those things, Mr. Manager, I think you guys did very good. I think this is this, I heard something or I have some information to help him, not direct him, okay?
Okay.
So subcommittee will be there no matter what,
see-
so.
Go ahead, City Manager. Let's hear his input.
I'm not sure why we are trying to make it so difficult here. It's very easy here. Just look at the charter, section 9.5. It says that the city clerk shall be appointed by the city manager with a majority vote by the council. Now it's gonna to come to you. You have the absolute authority and power to select the city clerk. This is as I'm taking the city clerk as an example. But if you'd like to be in the room to do the interview, you still have an influence, indirect influence there in the interview process, because you have a strong authority here at city council, elected authority. So my suggestion here, let's stick to the charter. I'm not gonna to select the city clerk myself. I'm gonna to form a committee of directors who work with the city clerk office. So they know what kind of work or what kind of experience we need, what kind of qualifications we need for the city. We have to learn from the history that happened here at the city, otherwise we are not gonna be able to move Hamtramck forward. So we'd like, for me, my concern and my priority, we are gonna to select the most competent, qualified person for this job. And that is a promise from me. We are gonna to do.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if nobody wanna talk, I wanna clarify something.
Sure.
Go ahead, anybody wanna speak?
Yes. The charter is still same from 5-6 years. But the all team, the mayor and the city manager, they working together with the council. They make a subcommittee, they try to work together for everything. If they work in the team, same thing, city manager with the council, should be this resolution, they didn't come out. They have to have working all together to make everything is very clear. If they working together to talk with the council, they didn't have this issue. Why you bring this issue? Because we have to work all together, make it a team. The charter is still same from long time. I got a team with Meringa, Kermeski, me and Naeem and the lady, Amanda and other people. The charter is still same. When we working together, they don't have anything some happen. They don't have any confused. They don't have this resolution.
Yeah. So
That's why. Okay. That's why we bring this issue. Nobody asked. Nobody talked. Anyone from the council. We want to do that one to make the city very well.
So the first task that I'm kindly asking from, or respectfully asking from our respected council, is to pick up the phone when I am calling you, or respond to a text when I'm texting you. That is part of the effective communication. I'm open to that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Right, but look, they have 6 people. If one person they didn't come, they have another 5 people. If one person they didn't is busy or sick or anything, work with other people. Make it a team. Make a noise for everyone.
Well,
Mr. Chair, I have a clarification. Mr. Okay.
go ahead, Councilman Hassan.
No, Mr. Abu Musa.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to violate the charter if it's not allowed charter. But I'm glad and humble to work with former city manager Graham Maskey and
City Mayor.
Kathy Inger.
and
Kathy Inger.
Mayor, city mayor Graham Maskey. and
Just because it happened, go ahead.
Both time, last time I was the employee subcommittee also.
Yes.
I'm very much positive. They don't want to break the rules and they do not violate the charter. There was some common ground here. I do not want to oversee. I do not want to go over him, our managers, to activate this. But some of the common ground we have to make. We have to see those things process. And I'm agree with him. If a council sit down with the interview board, kind of influence go there. But how can we minimize those things?
Okay.
Please.
Before I just want to make a comment. Okay, there will be some influence if there's a hiring subcommittee. Let's be clear. There'll be some influence. So if you want to be advisory role, you can reach out to him anytime. Say, okay, how's the process going? Who are you? How's everything looking? Without having a subcommittee. But a subcommittee is seen, just because it happened before, we don't know the agenda behind the people that wrote it before. I'm not here to investigate what happened before. But what I know now is that there will be some influence. And I think we should not. And the charter exists for a reason. The charter set the rules there for a reason. And if you have any questions or anything, he just said that he's open to communications. And we should be in communications with the city manager. Now, the issue is if he's not responsive, then that's where the issue is. Go ahead, Councilman Hassan.
Mr. Chair, we can discuss this one back and forth all night.
Okay.
Point of order, this is the resolution, call for vote.
Excuse me.
If it's get passed, it's passed, it's not, it's not. That's
Okay.
it, there's nothing else. Call for vote.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say one thing, why there should be a,
So point of order, I'm sorry, because point of order means you vote right when he says it,
Right.
unless Councilman Hassan wants to back off.
I back up, go ahead, Salman.
Mr. Chair, so I don't think there's a violation of charter, I have seen in other cities, not only all the council attend the interview, there's some residents also come and attend the interviews and see. So it's gonna be more transparency to the city, you're
What
gonna
other
show-
cities?
I've attended one interview in village
I
of,
haven't seen anyone.
No, there's no residence card.
No.
Roscommon village, I have attended the interview and all the council were there, they've invited the residents, a few residents are also there, to interview the village manager position.
Okay,
So
so
we can show the transparency. over this
just one last thing, Councilman Hassan. I just want to get the legal counsel on that. I mean, I've reviewed the charter before I came, and it's clearly in violation.
What you're
what's your
envisioning
take?
is in violation, but what the compromise that I'm putting forth, that I think whoever wrote this
It's very good.
agenda item or resolution that's in there hit on is that as an advisory position would be okay as long as, so what he said was, if they're in their interviews, they're exerting their influence, right? He's right.
Yeah.
But if they're not in the interviews, if there is just a subcommittee where as Councilman Hassan described, the alternative to the normal subcommittee is that they're in the interviews and they're
Sure.
part of the rubric and everything. They're not even suggesting that for this one. They're saying, okay, you're right. The council's saying, don't do that, but we wanna still have some involvement in the process, and it's not something, so I think you guys are all on the same page. I think you're
Okay.
all on the same page. It's just, there's just argument about the semantics, but even the semantics on the same page. So what you're saying is, it's against the charter for you to exert influence into the interviews by being part of them and choosing and be part of the choice. And what they're saying is, okay, no problem, but we wanna still have a subcommittee that is involved in the process, maybe after he does the interview with the interview panel that he picks, then he brings all the resumes, or, I don't know, it's up to them to discuss.
It's very
The
clear.
subcommittee can discuss with him and figure out a good resolution together of what Dr. Adler thinks is correct under the charter, and what they would like as part of it. And
Okay.
so they're it's like a middle ground.
Here is the last statement.
But you're right, the way it used to be is
Okay,
against the
here
charter.
is the last statement. URW contract, okay? We don't go there. We don't get influence over there. Like a Satman said, residents come. Mr. Subari and Naim was there. We never had a problem. So the problem will happen. End of the day, no matter what you hire, you have to bring to the council to approve. So if subcommittee is there, you don't have to lobby to the other council members. Okay, only negative way you guys thinking. This subcommittee gonna come. Hey guys, I was there. I think it's fair enough. Then I don't have to worry, and I can vote for yes. So again, point of order. Please call for the vote.
I
That's
would
all.
say, Councilman Hassan, you just said exactly what I was trying
I
to
know
say.
what I'm
without-
doing.
He's right. Basically, what he's saying is, and I shouldn't, point of order means you gotta vote, but
Yeah.
what he's essentially saying is, they have to agree anyways when it's come to council, so might as well create a subcommittee that hears him out before the council meeting, so that they can agree on it, and then you come to the council meeting, and then the person is approved, rather than you come into the meeting and the person is disapproved because they feel that they weren't part of the process.
And, Mr. Mayor.
That's all.
And also, you get to pick
I hope you
one
guys see it.
or two, I believe, subcommittee.
That's why go ahead.
And-
Please,
And you have
it's going now.
you
It's,
have
it's
a-
not about me picking.
No, no, it's
Even
not
if
that-
I pick
no.
all three of them, I'm just letting you
No,
know.
no, no.
I'm just worried that we were violating the charter.
No.
That's it.
If it
You know?
was, we backed
Mr.
up, we backed
Mr.
to the
Antonio, I think we
2020
have to call for
and
vote.
to
Point of
6
order,
years,
so.
you know, we had two
Let's-
mayor before you. One of them were there longest, did not, she
It's
did not
going
have a
now.
problem, or she did not brought any.
I'm just,
As
I'm
soon
just,
as
like I
approved,
said,
it's
I'm
gonna-
just worried that we would be
Any
violating
sort
the
of,
charters.
no,
It's
yeah.
not, it's not against
No.
the chicken.
Okay, so go call for
But
vote, please.
it'll
If we
be,
do it the way we used to, it's against the charter. If we do it the way
See,
that.
so the way that was
No,
being
I
done
did the
was
way.
against the charter.
We
Yeah,
don't,
that's what I'm saying, then it's not.
the way we have right now, I'm voting for that.
The
Please,
way that it's written.
call for vote.
Resolution 2026-41, Councilman Sadman,
Yes.
Councilman Saeed,
No.
Councilman Musa,
Over the subcommittee, yes.
establishing.
Advisory
employment-
subcommittee,
yeah.
yes.
Councilman Musa, yes. Councilman Chowdhury,
yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes,
Councilman El Samiri.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-41 has been approved.
Okay, moving on to new business.
I think, Mr. Chair, you can finish the committee now, subcommittee.
No, to reform.
Do we need to do it now?
Yeah. You propose the two name, like Naim Chaudhary said, council will pick one.
And this is advisory committee.
Okay.
Advisory.
Okay, who's the council want to choose first?
That's up to you. Oh, council, I want to choose?
Yeah.
I want to choose Naim Chaudhary.
Okay, Naim Chaudhary.
Oh, no, you have to take the vote. All the council maybe don't pick Naim Chaudhary.
Yeah. So you took,
First you choose, then we choose one.
Me, it doesn't matter to me.
No, go ahead. So
I
we
don't
are
know who to
saying,
pick, you know?
No, you-
go ahead. We're
you were
not
there.
going to take personal, please.
No, it doesn't matter with me, to be honest. So I'll just have anyone raise their hand if they want to volunteer.
Yeah,
in
that's
the-
good
in the
idea.
subcommittee.
Anybody volunteer to employ subcommittee? Yes?
Abu
See?
Musa,
Abu
Musa
Musa.
Council. Anybody else? Okay, Saeed. Okay.
Who is that? Who is three?
And then
Naeem.
Naeem.
Naeem is by the council.
Yes, okay. Naeem, Saeed,
Saeed.
and Abu Musa.
Yeah.
The conflict of,
Okay.
okay,
Mr.
let's vote.
Saeed doesn't want it, and now he wanted to be a subcommittee. It is.
Well, they are,
They have three now. They have three now.
No, I'm just telling you what.
Yeah, they have to be.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
yeah, no. He cannot sometime come. If he want to withdraw, please. Other councilmen want to do.
Up to him.
Up to him. You want to do it, Mr. Saeed?
No, but
Okay, so one more.
Okay, Sumaili.
One more.
No, the Sumaili.
Sorry,
Abu
that's
Musa.
it. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Mr.
Okay,
Brown is
so
very
let's-
smart way. He doesn't put himself in the spot.
We vote on the subcommittee?
Moving on
It's
to the
approved.
next one, new business.
Remember, guys, we do have two closed sessions, actually.
I know. Well, sometime, one day we went to the 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean,
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
let's go there.
All right,
Okay, new business,
yes.
item number, resolution 2026-33. First reading and setting second read of the public hearing of change to city ordinance chapter 31 administrative departments. We're gonna have a motion. Second, motion, second. for this resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33, this one.
All right, second.
Second, okay.
Let's have a discussion.
Okay, the So I.
Can I jump in for one thing real quick?
Yes.
There's a public comment from Ms. Blasey, who I respect very much. So I'm not speaking out against Ms. Blasey or anything. I know it's complicated, actually, even for lawyers. But, so what I'm saying is nothing against anybody, but a lot of people are saying that there's a violation of the charter or whatever. So when you open up the website to look at, you know, the AMJUR, or whatever it's called, the website that has our stuff on it, it looks like, if you see on the left thing, that the stuff under charter is all under charter, but it's not. You'd have to open charter and it's a bunch of chapters, but what we're discussing here are chapters that are under the ordinance section. So section 31, or chapter 31 and 32 are in the ordinance section. So what we're discussing is our ordinances. So with charters, with the charter stuff, you have to do a charter, you have to go through a process to change it. You have to go through a vote of the people.
Okay.
But with the ordinance, you guys can make resolutions.
We have the power.
and First and
Ordinance.
second, so that's the difference between that. The other thing that was mentioned that I wanted to address was, the 2021 resolution that was mentioned that didn't, I mean, Lynn mentioned that, said that it didn't do anything with CED, but she's
That
wrong. It's not obvious to her because it was buried in there by the previous administration. She did it for whatever reasons, which I don't blame her, she's doing whatever she's doing, but basically, if you read the ordinance, that's part of one of the attachments, they were submitting that ordinance as a change, and part of that ordinance was buried a deletion of chapter 32.6.1, 2, 3, I think they are, and those sections pertain to CED. So she had deleted the CED department, basically, from the ordinances, and then thus making her sort of in full control of it without any council oversight. And I guess that's the end of that. So that's
Okay.
to explain what all that is, because it's not clear, I know. The 2021, if you look it up in the board docs, it's not exactly clear. She listed the resolution that Ahmad didn't read, but it's in there, and that resolution says nothing about CED. It's because the ordinance that was proposed, the proposed change to the ordinance is where the meat was. And the only reason I was able to figure this out is because the CED website lists chapter 32.06.123 as existing, but I couldn't find it in the Code of Ordinances, so I thought, this is crazy, how did this happen? Why is it listed on the website but not in the law? So I had to research, and I figured out that in 2021, Kathy removed it from the law, but didn't remove it from the website. So that's an explanation for everybody out there.
Okay,
who's trying to figure it
thank you. Moving on to, the discussion. Anybody wanna, we'll give Dr. Adel option to speak on this, since it's you who brought up this resolution.
Okay, so when we look at the DPS department, code enforcement and the building, they are defined as two divisions under this department, like the DPS. But when we look to the reality, it has been like both divisions have been treated as standalone departments. And when I look at the chart, the organizational chart, it says that, it tells me that. So code enforcement is a separate like department. Building is considered as a department. The CED is considered like as a department. So I was looking at three key like factors to reorganize this: the functions of each department, the budget, and the staff. So the functions of the building and the code enforcement are mainly administrative. It's different than the DPS, because the DPS is manual labor. It's focused in the fixing the roads, the infrastructure. But for the building, it's showing some permits, the code enforcement, giving warnings, tickets. So, and usually it's given to the either residential or commercial like buildings. So I felt like it's closely under the community and economic development department. That is why I was like thinking to restructure this under one big umbrella, one department, the community and economic development department, and we have under it like 4 divisions: the code enforcement, the building, and DDA and community development, because we are planning to activate the CDPG because it was cut off. So in order to activate this, like when I look at the budget for each one, it's small, it's dismantled. Compared also to the number of staff. Code enforcement, you have 6 staff, building 3, the CAD 5, and 1 is leaving soon. So if I combine, consolidate all these, the budget along with the staff is gonna to be a stronger department under one leadership, under one vision that can support the community, the business community and the residential also community. So that's my vision.
Okay.
And maybe we can keep the DPS focused on the infrastructure and maintaining that instead of bringing these two like divisions to as a distraction for consumers.
So, some brought up the concern that Hamtramck is not like
Dear
other
Lord.
other cities where there's multiple the department heads, and then the task they're saying that okay, Isabel is doing good, you know, and she's been doing great with the economic and community department, and obtaining grants, Main Street, all those things that she's accomplished, and that if you add code enforcement, building department, then you're distracting her from other things, you know, the main focus.
Mr.
So-
Chair,
Those like who are currently responsible for these two divisions, they will stay as they are. There is no damage to their job or function there.
But you're pushing those departments.
What I'm doing is expanding Director Alawi's like job here, giving
gonna
him
be
more
done 12
responsibility.
o'clock.
I'd like to focus on the oversight of these divisions as well as grants. We cannot move Hamtramck forward without grants.
Yeah.
Now, we submitted a grant for the CDS, and hopefully we are gonna to get that. It's over 6 million that is gonna to be focused on the downtown development. We have 25% of the DDA businesses, they are vacant. That is a risk. We have to work on bringing businesses there. You know what is the strength about Hamtramck, DDA? It is the most walkable. We can turn it to be the best DDA in Michigan, just in
And-
2
but
years.
we're talking-
If we bring
yeah, go ahead,
grants.
Mayor.
Mr. Chair, okay, maybe we're gonna be all night, okay. You, Mr. City Manager, you give your explanation to us. I give you mine explanation too from my side. You try to bring the section from here to here. And when you taking the section from here to there, you workload, you given less workload right here. So, he's from the Michigan State, if not we give them 1 year, they have to do the 4.0 escort to get the certificate to be qualified for the director. That's why he can oversee the code enforcement. Okay, the other person, lot of things, don't know the code enforcement. I don't want to go lot of things. Here, Isabella is doing the very good job. You get the increment, I don't have no problem with the limit. But adding the code enforcement to her, give her more pressure. I'm thinking you taking her time to research the grant. That's
There are like complaints about this division or this division. She's gonna to work on how to improve that, put a process that can. We are bringing a united approach here.
Having someone, an experience,
Right.
and someone who's been working for the city for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really dedicated to the city.
Yes, yes.
I respect that, sir. However, we're not cleared. You're still keeping that department's people in the same positions